Hello and welcome back to my channel. Um, we're here today with something a little different. As you can see, my desk is very crowded. There's also another bag on the floor. But I just got back from Salem a couple days ago and I wanted to show you all of the super fun goodies that I got. Um, so let's get into it because there's a lot here. Now, I will be also doing more of a full breakdown of the places that we went in Salem and a video about all that we did, kind of like a vlog type next week or so. So be on the lookout for that. This is just like goodies. So, okay, I guess we'll just start here. So the first shop that I actually bought anything from on our trip there was a place called Whimsy's, and it's a really cute little shop. They have ice cream and desserts in the back of the shop, and in the front is a whole bunch of like goods that you can purchase. I ended up getting more things here than are on the table. That's because some of them are gifts, and some of them that I already gave away, and some of them that I don't want my editor seeing because they're for them. The first thing I bought though was this super cute Salem mug. It has a bunch of the places there that we went and ended up seeing. Not that I need another mug, but my husband hasn't seen this yet, so. I also bought, they had a very cute array of stickers. And it was also Pride Week. So I got myself a little Pride Witches hat. I also got my son a little pride flag because he loves flags. And he was obsessed with all the pride flags. So, and then while I was there, I really wanted to get myself a broom. I tried to get tickets to like the make your own broom class, but they were booked up on the day that we wanted to go. But this was handmade by a local artist there, so I love that. Okay, so that was Whimsy's, which also super cute name. So this was from Pumpkin and Gray, cute little shop. Not necessarily in like the thick of it on Essex Street, but it's right by the parking garage on the wharf. Lots of cute little things. This was actually one of the first couple shops we went in. Got a sticker and this little black obsidian cat wearing a witch's hat. They had a bunch of different sizes. Their carvings were super cute. There was a bunch of different places to get crystals. You will see I bought a ton of crystals, period, but this place I think had the cutest carvings. Here's a little, so cute. Once again, that was Pumpkin and Gray. Very aesthetic. Also, if you're a Taylor Swift fan like I am, also had a lot of Taylor Swift stuff. I had to go back up and get something because I've been using this since I bought it. Pregnancy does a lot of weird things to my skin, so I really wanted a sugar scrub, but I forgot one. We happened to be in, I'm going to totally butcher this. It's a French name. La Pelle du Vide. That's about the best I can do. And I bought this coconut milk foaming sugar scrub. It is made by someone local to Salem. It was like very beautifully piped in. My friend that I went with and I both used this, and it is just one of the most luxurious feeling sugar scrubs I have used, which is kind of saying something because I've tried a lot of them. And I think this also helps more than like some of the thicker sugar scrubs with like the bigger sugar crystals. I'll have to check to see if you can get this online. I'm looking for a brand. Oh, it's at handcrafted by Skintoxicated. So if I can find a website or find an Instagram page or something, I will definitely put that below in the description. And the other thing I got from there was some Sea Witch Botanical incense, 20 sticks. I feel like a lot of people are very familiar with Sea Witch Botanicals. My local shop has some, but does not have a very large array. I really liked their selection, and I probably would have bought more. But I also have to be really careful about which incense that I use because it really gives my husband a migraine. So I can't guarantee that I'll use it all. So I held back. So the next is from Salem Bespoke Boutique. There's their business card. Okay, super cute little shop. This shop had a lot of stuff for the different or sun signs, I should say, which I thought was very cute. I'm a Gemini, but I don't usually buy a bunch of stuff stating that I'm a Gemini because I feel like a lot of people don't like Geminis. But I did buy, and again, another just super cute little sticker. There were so many amazing local artists that made just a bunch of really cute stuff. It was very, very hard for me to say no to the stickers, obviously. And then I also bought, there we go. I don't even know if you can see that very well. It's like a little witch's bell with a little witch charm inside of there. Just thought it was so cute to like hang somewhere in the back of my content space. Again, this was handmade by a local artist, which I also love. So next up is from Hauswitch. And when it comes to crystals, I am likely going to butcher a lot of the names. I'm just going to be so frank with you. This was just another very cute shop. Lots of crystals. I feel like Salem had a lot of crystals that I had never seen before. Some of these I have heard of before, but they had so many different types of quartz and aventurines. Again, I just feel like their selection was so vast compared to what I have access here. So their selection was so vast compared to what I usually have. That's why I honestly bought so many crystals. And what I loved about a lot of these places is they had the meanings and the benefits all over the place. It was a little rare to find a crystal shop that did not have all of the meanings and things like that. And there are so many beautiful crystal shops. Hauswitch had more than just crystals. They also had books, self-care. They had ritual kits as well. I really liked the looks of some of their ritual kits. Knowing myself, I know that I would want to change it to be something else. So I stuck with the crystals. So we have, again, please excuse my pronunciations with this. We have Dumortierite. That I totally butchered that. But it's a cute little blue one. And this is for focus and accomplishing tasks, which I definitely need help with right now, especially with pregnancy brain. It's getting a little out of hand. Next, and I thought these were just so beautiful. Like, I wish you could see some of the banding in this. But this is Strawberry Obsidian. And it's radical softness, empathy, and compassion. My spirit team has been talking to me a lot about radical softness and accepting softness. So I knew I had to get one of these. Next, and this is so pretty, it's Fantasy Quartz. And I don't know if you can see like the shimmers on that, but the sheen on this is just so cool. And this is for optimism and humor. And then this last one, I really hope I'm saying this one right. This one is a little bit more familiar to most people. It's Chalcedony. This is calm, balance, and peace. So for Pride, they had this really nice marketplace. And they actually had one the day that we got there, Thursday. They had like a farmer's market, which was really cute. But this had a bunch of work from local artists, local skincare, all sorts of stuff. And I, of course, was drawn to this one because it's sparkly. Also, I just loved the name, Divine Glow. So this is made by Conjure. And these are, it says, moisturizing, massage, and bath. They had a bunch of different oils. I will say I haven't tried this product yet because I didn't want to take it out of the bag because I knew I was going to forget it upstairs like I did the body scrub. But really pretty gold sheen to it. And it's, so this is one is called Divine Glow, and it says shine like the divine being that you are. And it's to help, it has currant, black oak, amber, lavender, and lemon. It smells amazing. I actually had my eye on an Apollo oil that I found on TikTok Shop, but I would much rather support like a local small artist. So I'm very excited to let you know. Again, this is Conjured or by Conjured. They had a bunch of different other stuff like soaps, fragrances, beard oil, beard balms. They had a bunch of other stuff like lip oils, things like that. I'm in my self-care era over here. All right, this was from that one was from a cute little market. We're back to like the stationery shops. And this one is from Village Silversmith. They have, that store is just packed with stuff to look at. I could have spent forever in there. And my friend and I both experienced this. There were a lot of shops in Salem that, again, they are packed with things. And it can be a little overwhelming to look at. So just be aware. We both got pretty overwhelmed our first day there, and like we had to go to the hotel and just take a break from people and seeing things. It's just like seeing physical things with our eyeballs. I say that because we did have a couple spirit experiences the following day. So again, this is Village Silversmith. They have just jewelry cabinets lining both sides and filled with different types of like gemstone jewelry. They also have cases and cases and cases and cases of so many different crystals. They have freeforms, geodes, they have cute little shapes. They also have tumbles. I probably could have spent forever in there. I only got 3 from this shop, and that's actually saying something for me. So I got Sodalite. It's a blue crystal. I feel like people are pretty familiar with this one. They had some in the tumbles that I was unfamiliar with, and I feel like people don't use as commonly, but they had a lot of stuff that were pretty common. So again, that's Sodalite. And then I also got 2 jade tumbles. They actually had a bunch of different types of jade. I just thought these were pretty. And I got 2. One is for spell work, and the other one is going to go in my money bowl after I finish this video. Okay. We'll go here. This was one of the last shops we stopped at, and this place was called Stardust. It is off the main drag. So it's not, I feel like it's not really one a lot of people go to, but I ended up getting this to go in the back, actually over here. One of my goals while I was in Salem was to get some things for the background. They also had a couple tumbles that I was unfamiliar with, which I really appreciated. We have Rainbow Moonstone. This one I have actually behind me in a tower form. But this is to help with sleep, creativity, psychic power, and destiny. And then I have Red Adventurine, which I've heard of, but I feel like this is a little less common. This is self-love, commitment, and manifestation. They also had tables of herbs. And what I really appreciated about a lot of the places in Salem is they didn't have, well, they had like the regular stuff, like thyme, oregano, lavender, orange peel, things like that. But they also had some that are less common. And I will show you, the last one that I show you has a bunch of uncommon ones. And I'll tell you why that was my favorite later. But we have sea moss, which I thought was so cool. I'm nervous to touch it because it looks like it's going to be a weird texture, but I'm excited to work with it because this is for wealth, good luck, and protection. And something that I love is that they also put QR codes so you can scan it and have access to the printout sheet that they had by all of the baskets of herbs. Very, very helpful, especially if that's not in any of your herb books. I'm going to totally butcher this. Mullein leaf, Mullein. And this is to ward off evil, get rid of nightmares, and then promote courage, protection, health, and love. Also, I will say with sea moss, this is a good one to carry if you're traveling because it provides perfection. It provides protection while traveling. And again, that was from Stardust. They also had a bunch of handmade candles there. I did buy one candle, but it was from my mother-in-law. I'll see if I can get a picture and insert it in here. But that was from a shop called Nocturne. It was the only thing I got there. They had a lot of beautiful stuff. My friend bought a couple things from there. But they had these beautiful sculpted candles that were just right up my mother-in-law's alley. Next we have Pentagram. And this was actually right by the Witch Trials Memorial. It was a very cool 2-story shop. As you can hear, there are crystals in here. One of my goals with going to Salem was I really wanted to get some crystals for the nursery. When my son was born a couple of years ago, we had problems with something getting in, something really dark getting in and affecting his dreams and like kind of feeding off of him, which I did not appreciate. So I want to be better prepared this time. Also, like, I wasn't into all of this at the time, so I wasn't spiritually protecting my house. That is another story for a different day. But I did want to get some crystals to protect the new little person when they got here. So the ones that I got were, I'm going to throw them around. Black obsidian, smoky quartz, clear quartz, amethyst, and tiger's eye. Again, just a lot of protection crystals. I thought I got some to help promote good sleep as well, but I'm sure they're somewhere. And then I also got this cute little patch. They had an amazing selection of books at Pentagram. My friend got a couple. That was one of the first handful of stores that we went into, and I wasn't ready to commit to a lot of books, but I'm going to go back on and see if I can find some on some of their websites to purchase and have shipped here. All right, next we have Moon's Gift Shop. Now, both of the shirts that I got have been worn a couple times. I was actually wearing one last night, and I just got back the other day. Moon's Gift Shop was really great. They had a wonderful selection of tarot and oracle decks. When you walk in, there are a bunch of t-shirts and sweatshirts, obviously, that I thought were cute because I got a couple. I noticed that with not all, but a few of the shops in Salem, there were some vibes that were just off about it, and some shops you would walk in and it seemed very performative and not really authentic because people were trying to make money with tourists, which, like, no one can really blame them. But honestly, those shops gave me the ick. What I really loved about Moon's is that they had the stuff that tourists would want. They also had some really great, really authentic stuff as well. So I felt like this one had a lot for everybody. Not that the rest of these shops did not. A lot of the shops that I've mentioned so far they were more authentic. Like, you would walk in and be like, oh, like, Witches definitely own this. But like I said, what I really appreciate about Moon's is that they did have something for both sides of the aisle, if you will. There was also just a ton to look at in here. I actually grabbed this right out of the dryer. See, I can't even remember the name of my appliances anymore. I got this cute little shirt. I've been trying to change up my shirt wardrobe because I have a lot of them from like marching band things that I don't really need or want anymore. And I also got this sweatshirt, little cat. This sweatshirt is so soft. This is probably, I say probably, this is definitely the softest sweatshirt that I own. They had a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different designs. I felt like they really had something for everyone. Then they also, I bought the Dreamscape Oracle. This is the same artist. Nope, I don't have that deck down here. That did Illuminated Tarot. The artwork is so beautiful. And then I also bought Vintage Tarot, or Tarot Vintage. This is one that I've had my eye on for a while, but everywhere I looked, it was really, really, really overpriced. This place had really fair prices for all of their tarot decks, again, which I really appreciated. I didn't really see, honestly, many in Salem that I felt were overpriced. There are quite a few places that will upcharge, which I don't really appreciate. All right, we are almost done. This last bag, this was my absolute favorite shop. We went in here multiple times. And this is the Coven's Cottage. I wish I had footage to show you in the vlog. They do not allow phones or cameras of any kind in the shop. But shop was just absolutely beautiful. They had so many options. There were crystals. You'll see some of the other stuff that I got. There was jewelry. There were home goods. There were so many herbs. A lot of things that, again, I wouldn't have been able to find at my regular shop, which I very much appreciated. They had a lot of handcrafted items by the family. They also had some like really cool bigger items. Like I saw some guy buy like an authentic Norse axe, which was one of the coolest things I saw. They do have a website. Again, this is the Coven's Cottage, so I will try to link that below so you can take a look and support them because they were honestly fantastic. This is another shop where I'm not going to show you everything that I bought because some of it is going to be for a gift. This beautiful sun and moon bracelet, and I wish you could see that a little better, but the lighting in here is kind of trash. But these are like little pink crystals and little light blue crystals. I just thought this was absolutely gorgeous. They had so many beautiful pieces of jewelry. I could have spent forever looking at the jewelry case. I actually go biggest next. A great book selection. Again, I wish I had way more time to look at their books. I'm sure I will be ordering more off of their website. But this is the Modern Witchcraft Guide to the Wheel of the Year, which I didn't have any resources on. So I'm very excited to dive into this book. Now, I believe these were from the first time we went. Yes, they are. So, sorry, one of these herbs is very, very stinky. I do not remember all the the names of the crystals that I bought. I know the raw one, that's Angelite, but I bought a bunch of crystals. Hopefully I can find the names of these somewhere. Again, for the rest of the crystals that I bought, I was able to like take a picture of the little sign. One of the downfalls, but try to find the names of them. So again, I know this one is Angelite. Little blue and white one. Again, sorry, the lighting is trash. Lots of very unique crystals. That's why I cannot remember the names of them. This one has like almost like gold in it. It's very pretty. All right. Then as far as herbs, I got Blessed Thistle, and this is to keep the family strong and protect the home. I also got Valerian Root, which is to repel unwanted presences. This one is very stinky, but I was talking to one of the shop owners, and he said that yes, it does stink a bit, but it works really, really, really well. So that was the first time that I went in there. That's what I got. And then so, at 6 o'clock in the morning, one of the days, I was woken up by Aphrodite telling me that she wanted seashells. So we went back in and got Girly Pop some seashells. Because what Aphrodite wants, she gets. So they had these beautiful jars of different shells and just a whole bunch of stuff. So we have a cowrie shell, a snail shell, and this is my favorite, a sea urchin shell. What's wild is that I saw the shells the first time I went in there and I was like, oh, I should get some of those. And then I didn't. And I also got a couple more herbs. I got flaxseed to protect the home and children. Bladderwrack, which is for success in business and to bring forth positive energy. I also love that for each of their little herb packets, they had the meanings right on them, which I very much appreciate. And I said in another video that I wanted to get jasmine, and I did. So I got some jasmine. And again, that is to draw wealth, attract a soulmate, and for prophetic dreams. Whew. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about any of the things that I got, please let me know below and I will gladly help you out. I will try to link as many of these places as I possibly can. But for now, thank you for watching and I will see you again next week. Bye.